Hi lovelies, welcome to my channel. My name is Caroline and thank you for doing this Yin Yoga for hormonal balance. So this is going to be a really great practice, particularly if you are perimenopausal, because we're just going to promote some blood flow to the pelvic area, which in turn is going to really help you if you're struggling with irregular periods or even painful periods. So for this practice, you will need something like a bolster or maybe some cushions or blocks. So if you want to go ahead and grab them, we'll get started. So we're going to start in a caterpillar pose, which is a forward fold. In Yin Yoga, the pose names have slightly different names to Hatha Yoga, but they'll all look familiar to you. So reaching the legs out in front, sitting up nice and tall. You can have your props handy, so give yourself a little bit of time to get set up. And we're just going to sit up nice and tall, reach up with the hands, find some length up through the spine, and then hinge from the hips to fold forwards. And then once you've reached as far as feels comfortable for you, you can just soften around the upper body down. So you could place some cushions on top of your legs or something to support yourself. Maybe it might feel nice to rest the head down, maybe just to rest the arms down. So have a little play and find a comfortable position. So in Yin Yoga, we hold the postures for longer. And you want to feel some sensation, but we don't want to cause any pain, or you don't really want to push your body to its limit. So on a scale of 1 to 10, you want the intensity to be around 4 or 5. So you feel some sensation and stretch, but it's comfortable for you to maintain for a longer period of time. When we take forward folds, our head becomes lower than our heart, and that is really soothing for the nervous system. Just really helps to stimulate the parasympathetic nervous system, which is our rest and digest response. It's very cooling for both the body and the mind. So once you're settled in the shape, just bring your awareness to your breath. See if you can lengthen the exhale. So maybe breathing in for a count of 4 and out for 8 or 6. Maybe close down the eyes too. When we practice Yin Yoga, we aim to stay still. So if you're finding that you're feeling the need to move or fidget, just readjust your shape so that you're able to find some stillness. You might find after a short while in this shape, you're able to fold a little bit deeper. We'll just take another 5 breaths here. And as you're ready, just really slowly starting to lift the upper body back up. Just moving any props to the side. You can bring the hands down behind you, bend the knees, take the feet a little wider than hip width. We're just going to drop the knees over to one side and the other. Should feel really good for the lower back. After that forward fold. Lovely. And our next pose is a butterfly forward fold. So we bring the soles of the feet together and then hinge forward. So again, you might be using your props. I quite like to use a bolster and just have it in front of me to rest my head on. If you don't have a bolster, you could just stack some cushions up on top of your feet again, if that feels good for you. Maybe it feels nice for you just to let the head hang and get that little stretch into the back of the neck. It's entirely up to you. So as you're ready, sitting up nice and tall, rooted down through the sit bones, and just start to hinge forwards. So you're not using your hands to draw your body closer towards your feet. You could just rest the hands, palms facing up on the ground in front of you. Maybe you hold on to the ankles or the feet. Just make sure that you're not actively trying to pull yourself down. Just allow gravity to do the work for you. And again, once you're settled in your shape, just finding your breath, making that exhalation longer. If there's any discomfort in your knees, please feel free to grab some cushions or something just to prop underneath and support them. So again, this is another great pose for stimulating the flow of blood to the pelvic area. So the ovaries, our reproductive system, and even our digestion. All things that go a little bit haywire when we approach menopause. So just allowing some extra blood flow in that area is just going to really stimulate the ovaries and all the other organs, just helping to bring them to optimal function. If you find your mind starts to wander, just bring your attention back to your breath. A nice deeper inhale and a longer exhale. Just taking another 5 breaths here. And then very slowly start to lift the upper body back up. And just like we did before, we'll bring the hands down behind us, soles of the feet to the ground, and we're just going to drop the knees one side and then the other. Lovely. So the next pose we're going to come to is a yogi squat. So you might want to sit up onto some support. I'm going to. I'll just show you the basic shape. So coming into a squat position, elbows to the inside of the knees, and then gently pushing the legs apart. So if your feet don't come flat to the ground, that's not a problem. You can be up on your toes. Or equally, find yourself some support so you're able to lift up through the chest. And then use your elbows to gently press the legs wider. So you're still going to feel it into the inner thighs and the groin area. So have a little play, find a position that's maintainable for you for a few minutes. Once you're settled, just bringing your awareness back to your breath. Finding that longer exhale. Maybe you close down the eyes. Just letting the sound and the rhythm of your breath to soothe you. Won't stay in this pose as long as the others, so just for another 5 more breaths here. Now if you're not seated up onto something, then just lower your bottom to the ground and you can just take the legs out in front and just pause here for a couple of breaths. And now we're going to come into a Sphinx pose. So coming down onto our fronts. slowly lowering down onto the front of the body, coming onto the forearms. Just making sure that the elbows are stacked underneath the shoulders. You're pressing into the palms and the forearms. Shoulders relax down away from the ears, gliding down the back of the body. And just notice how that feels. So if you feel any pinching in the lower back, I want you to see if you can just press the pelvis into the ground. Just going to create a little bit more space in the lower back there. If it still feels quite intense for you, then you can just walk the elbows further forwards, so it's not as deep of a back bend for you. You can just allow your gaze to be a foot or so in front of you on the ground, so keeping the back of the neck nice and long. See if you can relax the legs, relax the glutes. Just have a sense of drawing the chest in between the arms. Coming back to the breath. You're welcome to close the eyes if you prefer to. Just another 3 breaths here. And then just stacking the hands in front of you, just lower the upper body down, resting the head onto the hands. And you can bend the knees and just give them a sway side to side, just release the lower back. And from here, we're going to come into Savasana. So you could either just roll onto your back, maybe you grab some support for underneath your knees. It can really help if you have lower back pain, just to make the back sit more flush with the ground, make you more comfortable. Getting yourself settled on the ground, taking any support that you need. Take the arms away from the body, palms facing up. Closing down the eyes. And then just taking a mental scan through your body. So anywhere that's holding tension, anywhere that you're clenching or gripping, particularly in the face. Are you clenching your jaw? allowing the body to melt into the ground and be supported by the earth beneath you. Giving yourself full permission to let go and relax. Longer to spare, I encourage you to stay here for as long as time will allow. Otherwise, just start to deepen your breath, bringing back some small movements, wiggling fingers and toes. Maybe you take the arms up overhead, take a full body stretch. Bringing the knees in towards the chest and just rolling to one side when you're ready to. Pausing there. And then using your hands to press back up to a comfortable seat whenever you're ready to. So much for joining me for this practice. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, click the little bell, and then you'll be notified when new content is uploaded.